What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. You're joining me with the Genesis G80 Electrified. I've actually had it as a rental car. Just want to give you guys a tour, some first impressions, and just show you guys around. As I mentioned, this is a Genesis G80 Electrified. That is a fully electric car, even though electrified sounds like it's still gas and a hybrid and stuff. It's fully electric. There's no gas. 87.2 kilowatt hour battery, 132 kilowatt motors in both the front and the rear. We've got a front charge port up here with CCS, of course. You've got these dumb little flaps that are really annoying. Watch my supercharger magic dock video if you're curious about charging on a magic dock. But you've got a front charge port, which I think is not the worst location in some cases, but right in the middle of the grill, probably not a great location. It's going to get covered in stuff, bugs, whatever. But it does blend in really well. Unless you know that that's there, you can kind of see the lines around it. You're not going to notice it. So really actually pretty well integrated there. This is not black. It is a very, very dark green with quite a metallic. A little bit hard to capture, but I'll do my best. But this is actually a rental car that I got from Avis Rent-A-Car. I was surprised to get it. I rented, I think, what's called the Intermediate Electric Elite. It showed the Mach-E as the poster car for that class. But I ended up with this. So no complaints from me. Get to experience a vehicle that I haven't experienced before. And that seemingly very few people have actually experienced online. So that's why I wanted to share my experience with you guys a little bit. There is no front trunk. Let me show you that. We'll start up front. So you have to pop it like a normal hood. And you guys are going to find this a bit comical, actually. So there's the latch, just a normal latch. So the first time I opened this, I actually kind of burst out laughing because it looks like it's trying to be a gas engine. I was expecting a small frunk, not a large frunk. I know better than that. But they literally tried to make it look like an engine, and then just to make it clear that it's not, they put the EV logo there. But you've got your high voltage cables there in orange, which if you didn't know better and it didn't say EV, you could certainly think that this was a hybrid under the hood. Just being that it looks kind of sort of like an engine, I guess, if you don't know what you're looking at down there. You've got your hoses and stuff all about. You've got your coolant for your two different loops there. But yeah, this does not look like an EV to someone that doesn't know better. Huge hood. Certainly a lot of wasted space, but this is a shared platform with the gas G80, so kind of makes sense. They took some of the EGMP bits from the Ioniq 5, EV6, and that family of vehicles for the powertrain. However, this is a G80 still, so all the good and the bad that comes along with that. We'll go up here to the driver's seat. These are nice looking seats. Overall, not bad. This seat bottom is actually not very comfortable in my opinion, and you can see it's not holding up that well, but it's also a rental car, so you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt. But this light leather, not a great choice for a rental spec. The front of the seat really doesn't go up far enough for me, so I have very little thigh support. I'm 6'3", so not the most comfortable. And then my head also hits the ceiling, so maybe this car just isn't the best fit for me overall, but it looks nice. You've got your door cards here, pretty nice, some nice trim, same matching trim on the dash. You have, what do they call it? Lexicon sound system, which it's good. I wouldn't call it great personally. It's fine. I would say Tesla's premium audio system is better in my opinion, but it's fine. Steering wheel is pretty nice, lots of buttons, You have your paddles in typical EGMP fashion for your regen control. And every time you get in this car, you do have to pull this left paddle to put it into iPedal, no matter what you left it off on the last time you were in it. For context, this vehicle does have about 8,000 miles on it. But again, it's a rental car, so it's probably had a hard life. Here you can see the only spot in the entire infotainment system that you can see the battery percentage. We're at 36%. You can also cycle through all these different things. And this is a touchscreen, and you can see this is me, 6'3", relatively proportional. I can't reach the screen with my back against the seat. I have to actually lean forward in order to touch the screen. So really not the best placement of this, in my opinion, if it's going to be a touchscreen. But you do have this down here, this dial, so you can press home and then cycle through. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen. However, it's 2024. I think most people are going to use this as a touchscreen. And this is just kind of clumsy to use. And then this just takes up space. I don't really know why we still have stuff taking up console space in 2024 when you could just have a console shifter or buttons or something. Anything to not take up console space. You still have USB-A as the only port there. No USB-C. Again, it's 2024. We still have USB-A in a car. Console, not bad. You've got a 12-volt outlet in there. Does the job. You have a glove box. Pretty average, I'd say. Nothing special. Then you have your instrument cluster. So here's my efficiency. I have not been trying for efficiency. Don't read into that efficiency too much. I did reset that when I got it, but again, I've been driving it quite a bit. I've been leaving the heater on to drain it and stuff like that. So 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour is not indicative at all. I've been getting pretty close to 3-ish on most drives, which I'd say is pretty expected. It's not that warm here. You've got some buttons here, so you can press and hold to open and close the power trunk. Parking brake, traction control off. I do appreciate that button. And then you have a actual button to adjust your dash illumination, as you can see going up and down there. That just seems silly. I don't know why that's not just a software option at this point. You've got some drive mode selections, so you can cycle through comfort, sport, eco. And you also have parking assist or parking warnings. And then you have that there that I guess you can press and hold something, but you do have a 360 cam. It's a little wonky because I've got the doors open, but overall works pretty well. And that's looking up at the sky because the trunk is open. So not great, or sorry, not indicative. Here you have some more controls. This is a little touchscreen thing, a little weird and kind of wonky to use, but it's fine. You do have ventilated seats, which I'm a huge fan of. Dual zone climate control. Right now it's on sync, as you can see over there. Pretty slick. When I went through a tunnel, it actually closed the window for me and enabled recirc automatically without me having to do anything. I was pretty impressed with that feature. And then we have something that should not be in any EV, an EV start stop. You should just get in, put your foot on the brake, and the vehicle should start. There's no reason for a start stop button in an EV, in my opinion. That kind of wraps up the front seat area. Back seat is actually pretty darn nice. You've got shades here on the back window. If I can get it to go. I'm not doing this from the best angle, but you get the point. You can put shades up in the back. So if you have kids or whatever, if I can do that without breaking it. These seats look pretty nice. I haven't actually sat back here, so let's see what it's like. There is no room under the front seat with someone my size in the front seat. That's with the seat all the way down. My knees are right up against the seat, so 6'3" in the front and 6'3" in the back does not work. My knees are shoved right up against that. These indents are pretty nice, makes it better, but I would not want to go more than probably 15 minutes back here, or I'm going to be real uncomfortable. And as you can see up there, that is how my head is when it's trying to be straight up, but I am fully head tilted. My head cannot go up and down back here, unfortunately. You do have pretty nice little console here. You've got some cup holders. You've got, this is actually, is it a 5-seater? Yeah, I guess it is a 5-seater. I'm sitting on the seatbelt. So you've got the seatbelt here for that middle seat, but you've kind of got executive seating style in this back. And then you do have another console here too, with some USB ports, USB-A again. Just silly, you have a light in there. And you've got this button right here, which I'm gonna put you back here. It's actually a power shade. Not the most confident, inspiring motion, but pretty nice actually. There you can see kind of the whole dash with the nice accent lighting along the dash. I think you can customize that. I haven't really looked into it. And then also in the back of the console, you have your rear seat climate controls. So auto, where it's pointing, temperature, and fan speed. And here you have the always fun passenger seat controls from the side of this seat, which just seems like it's asking for trouble unless you're a chauffeur. Sounds like kids could mess with that, or I mean, I guess good if you're an Uber driver or something. Pretty nice doors back here. This trim is kind of nice. You've got more speakers. Pretty small door pocket, but not bad. And this opening is a decent size other than the height, but I think that's just due to the roof line, so you can't really do a whole lot about that. We'll shut that. Coming back here, we have your trunk. So pretty decent size. However, this hump back here is due to the battery. So that's not present on the normal G80. So you are losing some space there. And then down here, you've got your under trunk storage, which is pretty decent. And I do like that it has this little hook here. That way you can lift that up. You have your included EVSE. Let's take a look here. So this is 12 amps, 120 volts. So just a level 1, unfortunately. And then you've got your vehicle to load, which I am surprised is still in this rental car. And then this you can just put onto the front charge port in the front bumper. That would be a bit awkward to use, I think, but I guess it's good that it's there. I know people like to use these on their Ioniq 5s, EV6s. I think these normally go for like $500, and I guess it's included on the Genesis G80. Looks like a little panel out of place there, whatever, not my problem. We'll close it, power open and close. But yeah, here we have it. This is the Genesis G80 Electrified 2023 model year. Lights are looking pretty good here as the sun is setting. But overall, I'd say this is a pretty solid vehicle. Not sure I'd pay the nearly $80,000 MSRP for it, but maybe in a couple of years when you can get one of these for 30, 40 grand, it'd probably be a pretty nice buy. The ride comfort is quite good. The noise is not great, in my opinion. It could be a lot quieter considering the class of vehicle, but driver assistance with HDA is quite good. Actually pleasantly surprised with that. And it's a great looking vehicle. So if you're looking for an EV that's a sedan, a little bit on the larger side, but rear passenger seat isn't a huge concern for you, you kind of just want that luxury barge-ish EV, that you don't want a Mercedes though, I'd guess get this. But in most cases, I'd probably recommend an EQS or an EQE instead of this, especially considering the used prices on those. You can get a used EQS for about $50,000, which I think is a much better buy than one of these. So there you have it. Genesis G80 Electrified. My take after renting it, driving it a few hundred miles. If you like this, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Comment your thoughts down below. See you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.